Hey, Misha, I'm so glad. Oh, heck, there's so many things going on. Oh goodness. Okay. Hi, Misha. I'm so glad that you could catch a stream again. Toot, thank you so much for the resub. Charles, thank you for the resub. 7 months for Charles and 18 months for Toot. I've been streaming for I've been an affiliate for 18 months. That's crazy. Crazy. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I'm gonna like tear up. Hype train already. It's been almost a solid 2 weeks since the last time I streamed. I am so happy to be back. Toot has a hat now. Pow is eating a pumpkin pie with a dandelion crust. I actually gave her 2 pumpkin pies about 10 minutes before stream, and she destroyed them both way faster than I thought she would. So it was supposed to be like a fun, entertaining thing for the first little bit, but no, she devoured them very quickly. But yes, it's a bit of a plain pumpkin puree, not like the pumpkin pie filling, just plain pumpkin puree, wrapped up in like a dandelion leaf and a little bit of kale. And yeah, she really likes it, which is good because we got a big old can of it. Hi, Lady K, welcome in. That is a face with no remorse. Absolutely. She has 0 hex to give. 0 hex to give. No, the POW crown emoji is not on Twitch. Maybe I should put it on Twitch. I have like such a limited number of emoji slots on Twitch. I never know like which ones should be not allowed but prioritized. Anyways. But yes, hello everyone. I know on the schedule I said that we were knitting, but we have a bit of a special stream today. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit see if anybody else comes in. But for now we're hanging out with Pow. We've got the Spirit City winter update going on. So if you want to change the vibes, you can absolutely do that. And yes, thank you so much for the hype train, guys. That's so exciting. I guess this is what happens when I go too long between streams. Everything happens all at once. So yes, hi, happy Thursday. We're almost through the week. Pal got a little bit of something on her face and she's trying to wipe it off. Yeah, it's been a pretty good week. I am very excited to be back and streaming in the morning. I'm feeling good. Hey Michelle, welcome in, the Giddy Stitcher. I gave Michelle a 2-hour heads up that I was streaming today. 2 or 3 hour heads up that I was streaming today. Because whenever I go live, the next day she's like, you should have told me. So I told her. We're just watching Pow. You really did put an alarm on? Thank you, Michelle. I love that. We gave Pow a little pumpkin and dandelion pie, and she's deciding to make a huge mess. So honestly, I'm surprised it isn't all over her face. It's gonna be all over her claws, but so yeah, let's talk Stitchmunity. Dude, don't do the Stitchmunity command just yet. Let's talk Stitchmunity. As you guys know, I have been working on this project with Heather from Stitchwit for a while now, and that is building a social site specifically for Stitchers. We're looking to become a viable alternative to the kind of mishmash of Mastodon, Facebook, Discord that exists now. Stitchmunity, no! That's right. As well as hopefully in the future, the not too distant future, a viable alternative to Etsy for cross-stitch designers and notion makers and bag makers and all that kind of stuff. Because if you're on Etsy, you know Etsy is not the easiest place to sell stuff in a sea of drop shippers and AI and yeah. So those are the two goals. A social place for stitchers and eventually a marketplace. So Stitchmunity went into the social side of the site, went into a closed beta 2 weeks ago, just under 2 weeks ago. Several of you stepped up and joined the closed beta. I was really surprised. I got a huge amount of response from people outside of my usual community. Thank you so much for the resub, Moon. Also sub for 18 months. Perfect day, perfect day. What was I saying? Squirrel. I got a lot of response from people outside of my usual community, which was so great to see new faces. And I think there's really a lot of excitement about this project. I think a lot of people have been looking for it. They've been wanting something like this, and I'm so happy that we've been able to put something together. I hope it really grows into something really cool. So that being said, Stitchmunity is open. Stitchmunity is now live for signups. Anyone can sign up. You don't need an invite. In video game terms, you can think of this as an open public beta or a soft launch. Thank you, Toot, for putting up the command. I was just about to do that. It is live as of half an hour ago. Yeah. So Heather and I sat down. We decided that we really liked where we were in terms of the closed beta. There's a few little like hitches that we still need to work out, but those are going to be things that are going to take a while to work out. Thank you for the hydrate, Moon. So we decided that we are going to go ahead and do a soft launch. I'm not going to do a huge social media push, anything like that. We're going to just open it up. I've got a list of people who were interested in beta testing, but I capped the first round of beta testers, so I have like 20 people to email after the stream. And then I'm just going to kind of let our community know and a couple of communities I'm in on Facebook know. But other than that, we're not doing a huge push for members. Just to see how it goes. Absolutely, though, tell your friends. It's not a secret. If you sign up for the site and you like using the site, please tell people. The word of mouth is how we're going to get out there. So yeah. Michelle says, congrats on launch. Thank you so much. Some hearts from Moon. Thank you, Misha. Misha says, I'm so excited for you. And Moon says, so happy and proud of you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to tear up. So you guys can go to the site now and sign up. The link is in both chats. It's stitchmunity.com. We did have an issue where stitchmunity.com went to the wrong place, but www.stitchmunity.com went to the right place. It's fixed now. But in the meantime, I am going to give you guys a little bit of a tour. So you are going to see like some buttons and stuff that you're not going to see on your end because I'm an admin. But you won't see any of like the back end stuff, so there's going to be no personal information on the stream. Just if you're like, why can't I do this thing? It's because, yeah. So let me just pull up. I want to make sure I can see my chat while I'm doing this. And if you do have any questions or anything about anything I'm showing, please let me know. Sneak admin peek. It's really not that exciting. Cheryl says, I want to see what it looks like for other people. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, certain browser configurations display differently. But yeah, so this is the site. You can use it in either light mode or dark mode. There's a little toggle up here at the top. So this is what it looks like in dark mode. I use everything in light mode because I don't know, I'm awful. I'm the only person I know who prefers light mode. So this is Welcome to Stitchmunity, a social site for stitchers. Explore, chat, post about your projects, ask for help, give advice, browse community vendors, buy, trade, and sell with your fellow stitchers. Yes, Michelle is in light mode gang with me. So this is what you see when you first land, and there's a few different blocks here. So the first thing you see is the latest announcement from us, the admins. Myself and Heather are the only staff at the moment. As we grow, we will be reaching out for moderators and that kind of thing, but at the moment there's two of us. I just have a nice little announcement here welcoming people to the community. I will also be posting like change logs and all that kind of stuff here. And then you keep going down, stitchers are talking about, so these are some of the posts from around the site. This is from our help forum. I'm going to show you all of this in more detail as well. This is just what you see when you first log in. And then this is from our buy, trade, and sell forum, which hasn't actually seen any use. When the beta testers came in, I knew that both the help forum and the buy, trade, and sell, people might not actually need those at this point. So we just kind of tested them with some silly stuff. So if you log in, and I put this in my little welcome note, you may still see some of the silly test posts. And you keep going down and you get a little breakdown of all the different areas in the site. So some areas are only visible to logged in members, specifically the stitching notes, which I'm going to tell you later, and the stitching events. So those areas are more private, and those are only available to logged in members. So the big idea, you guys might know, Heather from Stitchwit was a rare Google pull. Toot was just looking for a place to buy floss online. That was it. And it evolved into a really great friendship with Heather. And Heather came to me with the proposal, the idea of, because we had talked a little bit about this social site idea, and Heather came to me one day and was like, let's do it. Let's like go ahead and do this thing. And I said yes. So you can read a little bit about that here. I'm not going to read everything that's on screen. Susie, welcome in, Goth Stitch. Are stitching events meant to be in-person events or online events or both? So I will show you around that section, but events are in-person events, virtual events, stitch-alongs, as well as challenges and games, such as Whip Go, for example. So those are all contained under events. And then you can learn a little bit about both myself and Heather here. And then you come down to the community guidelines. I do recommend that everybody read through these. But if you've been a part of my community, you kind of already know what's in here. Be good. Don't be a jerk. Anything that can be said kindly. That kind of stuff. The community guidelines are on the main page. They're also in the bottom of the sidebar. So if I scroll down on the sidebar here, they're down here as well. And then each of these pop open. Read those. But yeah, so this is just what you see when you first log in. So you get kind of like a brief overview of the latest news and events. But let's dive in. So this is the sidebar. Unfortunately, one of the things that I am working on is the fact that you can't actually scroll this sidebar unless you have a mouse with a scroll wheel. It doesn't respond to arrow keys, and it doesn't respond, there's no scroll bar. So if you're stuck with the sidebar, there is also a menu bar up at the top here. Goes to all the same places. Hey Danny, welcome in. Thank you, Susie. Susie says the rules are beautiful. So this is your landing page. The next place you can go to is the community feed. So this is just an aggregate of announcements, discussion posts, like everything that's posts across the site that are happening, they're all going to be in the community feed. So if you don't want to click around to each section of the site, you can get kind of an idea of what's going on here. As you can see, it's a lot of me talking right now. That's the community feed. We have the announcement section. The only people who can post in announcements are admins and staff. Moon says hi, Susie and Danny. Susie's hydrating with coffee. I'm hydrating with a Dr. Pepper. So let's take a quick look at the announcements. So like I said, you guys won't be able to post here. Any change logs are posted under announcements. This is the most recent change log here. So if you do run into any issues around the site, bugs, weird graphical glitches, if you have any questions about how things run, you can leave those in under the most recent change log. That just kind of keeps stuff more organized for me, so I know what's been dealt with and what hasn't been dealt with. But if you want to see, so this one is quite a small change log. The one before this, this was a big change log. So yeah. And again, you'll see posts from both myself and Heather here. So I'm going to go down to open discussion first and circle back to my stitching notes. The open discussion, this is kind of like your general... Oh goodness, I got an alert. Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. So, open discussion, this is kind of like your activity feed. You can post anything you're thinking about. If you want to do a Whip Wednesday post, if you want to reply to someone else's Whip Wednesday post. This one, someone lost their needles. So there's tabs here. You can see active discussions. So this will always display sorted by how active the conversation is. Newest discussions will display by most recently posted discussions. And then your discussions, this is going to be any conversations you're involved with. So you either started or you have been engaged in. So you can see I responded to this. So the one thing I like about the discussions, if you are not what was I saying? Say you're interested in a topic, but you don't really have anything to add, but you still want to follow responses. One feature that I really enjoy is this pinning feature. So it's toggled off. You click it, it toggles on. And then if there are any replies to anything that you have pinned, it'll show up here in your notifications. So you can see that this person responded to my post, or responded to this post that I'm following. So you can kind of see what's going on specifically with what you would like to see. If you create a post, it's pinned automatically. So if you're getting notifications about stuff that you don't really care about, you just have to go back to the original post and unpin it. And thank you so much, Susie, for the resub. Thank you. Appreciate that. A sub from Susie with Prime. If you're on Twitch and you weren't aware, Jeff Bezos gives you a free sub to any Twitch creator of your choosing. You just have to hook up your Amazon account with your Twitch account, and you have a free sub to anybody you want. So yeah, so I really like the open discussion. It's a lot of fun. I was talking about Vlogmas here. So all of these posts, you can add images, you can add links, you can add formatting. It's a rich text box, so there's lots that you can do in terms of the actual posts themselves. Trying to think if there's anything else. This one was cool. We kind of showed off our stitching spaces. That was nice. Okay, so that's the open discussion. So this is going to be kind of where you talk about just everything generally. If you're looking for more specific stuff, then that's going to be the rest of the areas here. So if you need help with a specific question, so you've got a very specific technique, you're like, I don't know how to grid, what should I use to grid? This would be the perfect place to answer that, to ask that. So as you can see, we've got a few questions here. So Paula, Story Stitcher, asked how much Ada do I need to leave when framing? So if you open this up, you've got all the responses here. This little check mark means that the question has been answered. So if you've asked a question and it has been answered, you can go in and edit your post, and there's a little like toggle button. You can just toggle it to answered, and that way, I mean, other people can still view it, other people can still respond, but if someone is looking for an answer to a similar question, they know, okay, yes, this thread has an answer to it. So you can see there's a little check mark here. There is no check mark here, although I need to put check marks on there. So hi Bella. So this first page is going to be the most recent questions. You can set it to look at just answered questions or just questions that still need answers. So if you're feeling in a if you're feeling like you want to help some people out, you can go over to still open questions, and all you will see is people who still need help, which I think is really great. I think that this is going to be a really good way for experienced stitchers to provide some feedback, and be able to really share their knowledge on very specific topics, and a great way for new stitchers to ask those specific questions that they might not be able to find answers to in a general thread. Yes, hi, this is Bella. I forgot you guys could see Bella. Susie says the answered feature is an amazing feature. I love the fact that I can toggle between answered and still open. It'll also show you how many responses there are to each question, how long ago the question was asked. So yeah, so it's going to be great for experienced stitchers. It's going to be great for new stitchers. It's going to be great for everyone, really. And I hope to see a lot of great back and forth and teaching and learning going on here. I think Toot just redeemed Hydrate. Okay, we're gonna try this. I successfully hydrated without spilling Dr. Pepper on Bella. So a similar thank you, Lady K. Yes, I hydrated and not disturbed Bella. So a similar setup to this one is going to be the buy, sell, and trade. So this is what it sounds like on the tin. These are not for like a designer like myself to buy, sell, or trade. This is if you have a D-stash, if you're looking for a certain kit, you know, if you have an estate sale that you want to get the word out about, that kind of stuff. Just stitcher to stitcher transactions are going to be here. There are a few rules, of course. There is the disclaimer: Stitchmunity is not responsible for any of the trades between members. So we give you a space to list what you need, and a direct messaging system to get in touch with each other, but you know, be safe, use common sense. But all of these transactions are between individuals and not between us. There's my disclaimer. So again, this is one that we don't have any actual listings for. But you can see all the listings. There are 3 tabs. Are you looking for, this person's looking for grapes. This person has test floss for sale or trade. And then if you do have something to offer for free, you can post it under free. So when you add a buy, sell, and trade, so let's say you're adding a new one here, you just have to choose what type of post you would like here. And then you can include all of the details, everything here, any pictures you have, any details, anything like that. I've also put in a location, just, it's not required, but sometimes it's easier to say, like, I just want to ship to the States or something like that. I'm just going to exit this without actually creating anything. He says, oh dang, I'll be recommending the Stitchmunity buy, sell, trade feature for sure. I think it's great because there are a lot of groups like this on Facebook, but everything's so spread out. Like, that's the thing. It's so decentralized. People could be missing out on a lot of really great finds, really great opportunities to connect with other stitchers, just because there are so many different groups on Facebook and so many different groups that you don't even know exist. That's the thing. It's not like you're picking and choosing, oh, I only want to be part of this group, I only want to be part of this group. You don't even know half of these exist, so how can you know to join them? But I really had the idea for this section of, like, I'm really looking for this specific retired dimensions kit that my mom stitched in 1978. Does anyone know where I can find it? Or, hey, I'm destashing, I have a bunch of Mirabilia charts, I have this one, this one, this one. If you're interested, drop me a line, that kind of thing. And then it's all here, like, it's all in one spot instead of looking at 6 different Facebook groups. Okay, I went a little bit further on that. So when this gets a little bit more filled out, there is a search feature. There's a search feature in every section. So you would add a post up here. You can search here. You can share a link to just this page. And then there's a more options, and but a lot of these are only for me. So I think the only one that shows up for you guys is like share, which is already here. So I've said that this is for member to member transactions. I've also said that we would like to at some point see this become a viable competitor for Etsy. But unfortunately, my ads are about to start. I've been talking for so long. So before I get into the maker directory, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send us to a little break. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just enjoy the vibes. If you are watching on Twitch, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. You're not going to miss anything because I'm going to put up my break screen here. Here we go. I'm not going to talk. You're not going to miss anything. So go stretch, unshrimp, do what you got to do. I will see you guys back here in 3 minutes. All right, now that we've put Toot to sleep, the lo-fi is very chill. Like I said, this is the I almost said the Stitchmunity. This is the Spirit City winter update. Sorry, I was just trying to find POW on the POW cam there. The winter update, I really love it. It's got like just really nice chill vibes. Okay, bye Bella. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Bella just walked over my keyboard. Charles says you want to go back to sleep too. Can't yet. Yeah, we're all gonna sleep good. We're all gonna sleep good. Just before break, I was talking about the buy sell trade feature. And then I was getting ahead of myself to talk about the next bit that I'm gonna talk about. Just say the word talk a few more times. So buy, sell, and trade, we don't intend to be a competitor to Etsy. It's more of like the local penny saver type board deal. I don't know, this could be a small town thing. When I was a kid and I go to visit my grandma, on the radio they like announce the buy, sell, and trade for the county. It would be like, Mr. McDonald has a tractor for sale. You can contact him at this phone number. But I'm sure that's just like a small town thing. Anyways, take a sip of my drink. Yes, Toot, it's like the bulletin board in Stardew. Thank you. So what I was saying before I realized that I needed to take a break was that we do eventually want to have our own selling platform. So within Stitchmunity itself, you can buy products directly from the site from individual vendors. That's the plan. That's the grand vision. But at the moment, unfortunately, we are limited in our scope. So what we've done is we've set up a maker directory. So here it is. We only have 2 makers in the maker directory. One of them is myself. But I hope as more people join, more designers, more bag makers, more notion makers, they will add their own shops and information to the maker directory. I do have a little note here. This is for community makers. This is not a place to say, oh, I really enjoy this shop, let me create a page for it. This is only for your own personal page. So I will be keeping an eye on this section and just making sure that posts adhere to that kind of guideline. He says, I love Massandra. Massandra. When I used to put out a monthly newsletter that featured designers, Massandra was one of them. Awesome. I think they might have come into the beta test from your community, so that's cool. So yeah, so here on the front page, you will see the cover image, the name of the shop, just like a quick little thing as to what they sell. So we write our taglines, and then you can tag yourself as a pattern designer, bags and notions, or kits and supplies, and that'll show up here, your link. And then if you have any Stitchmunity members who are, you know, owners, staff, designers who work with you, that kind of thing, then you can actually tag them here. So if I go into the thecozydh here, so myself and Toot are both members here. This is a full text block, so you can put anything you want in here, anything you want at all. You've got a gallery. You can put a gallery of your products. You can do updates. This is a little bit outdated. I am going to update this later. But yeah, so you can just post a little bit about your products. You can do like, I've just dropped a new product, that kind of thing. And then, so of course, this is also divided into tabs. So if you're looking for all the makers, this is where you're going to go. If you're looking for just designers, this is where you're going to go. I also sell needle minders, so bags and notions. I'm in here too. And then kits and supplies. So that would be more if you sold like hand-dyed floss, hand-dyed fabric. If you were a reseller of dinky dyes or things like that, or if you did your own kits, like Cat On Creations, I believe, does their little kit tins, which are super cute. That kind of thing would go under kits and supplies. Thank you so much, Misha. I really appreciate that. So one thing with the makers is, I haven't gone over this yet because I haven't really looked at the profiles. But if you were to click on a profile, so this is my profile. There are badges here. So I have 2 badges. I am staff and I'm also a community maker. So if you have a listing in the maker directory, you get this special badge, community maker. And as you can see, as you hover it over, it says check out my listing in the maker directory. So that's just, it's not a big glaring thing. It's just a little way to kind of highlight designers and give people a point towards the maker directory. So let's say, you know, you've been interacting with this person in the help forum and they've been super helpful. You see they're a community maker, you're like, oh, I should check out their shop, and then you go and check out their shop, that kind of thing. So we're lifting up everybody at the same time. I have to move Bella. Bella, thank you. Sorry, just catching my breath. I've been doing a lot of talking. So while we're on the profile, this is what the profile looks like. So you can upload a cover image, a user pic. This was really important to me. You don't need to use your legal name. You don't need to use an approximation of your legal name. We don't need to know it. We don't need to know it. You can use whatever name you would like as your username and your display name. Your email address is never shown publicly. The only people who have access to that is the admins. So you control how much personal information you put out there, which was important to me. So I just said you can't see your email. This little symbol means that it's only visible to me, so you won't see that. But you have a little tagline which shows up under your name in posts. We have a place for pronouns, of course, a little bio you can put in, where you're located, socials, and then a website. That pretty much the standard profile bio fields, and then any badges that you have as well. Okay, so I've gone over almost everything on the side here. It says, I love that you get a tagline. I like that too. Like, it's a little cute little extra. And I feel like it gives the individual users a bit more personality. And you can kind of introduce yourself to people without introducing yourself to people every single time. So, like it. So the way that you would see that is, let's go over here. Where, oh. Trying to find an example of where the tagline shows up. Yes, okay. So this is someone's post, and you can see that I've replied to it. And it has my tagline right here. So it's just a little tiny intro. He says, yeah, that's rad. And Toot says, I need to fill out my profile like a person and not an overwhelmed troll. So Toot was the very first member that was invited. Before any of the people in the closed beta were invited, I had Toot come in to basically try and break the site in terms of permissions and things like that. So it was very quick, like, I need you to see if you can post here, I need you to see if you can post here, I need you to see if you can see this, that kind of stuff. So yeah, Toot's bio was very, very slender in the beginning. Susie says, fill it out in goblin mode, it's the only way. Why do I feel like Susie's tagline is just going to be something about goblin mode? So we've gone over the community feed, open discussion, ask for help, buy, sell, and trade, maker directory. Okay, two more things. Two more cool things. So these are both features that I'm really super excited about, which is why I left them for the end-ish. Let's talk about stitching events. And Susie already asked earlier if this is in-person events or virtual events or both. So it's both and. So if you come over here to the stitching events, you can see that there are 4 different categories here. You have in-person retreats and events. So that would be something like Stitch North. You could create a listing for Stitch North, which is a stitching convention held here in Toronto. You could put all of the details in it, when it's running, the organizer, all that kind of stuff. So if you were to go and add a post here, you have what type of event it is, in-person, virtual, any details. You can put links and pictures and everything in this box. Website information, start and end, and again, any pictures that you need. I have added a note that if possible, the organizer of the event should be the one to create the original post, just because they're then able to edit it in case there are any changes, anything like that. The cool thing is that an admin can actually change the author of a post. So let's use WhipGo as an example, because a lot of people are going to be doing WhipGo in 2025, and Jessie Marie Does Stuff is not yet a member. Maybe eventually, we'll see. So let's say I create the WhipGo post, and then in 3 months Jessie Marie joins, who is the organizer of WhipGo. I can then change the author of the post from myself to her. So if that happens, you just need to let an admin know, and we can change the author of the event so that you don't need to like remake the post. So you have the in-person retreats and events, virtual events and retreats, which would be like the Jingle Ball, which I know is held online. And then we also have stitch-alongs and then challenges and games. So there's unfortunately nothing to show here at the moment. Challenges and games, like I said, would be things like the Great British Baking Show Stitching Challenge, whatever it's called. WhipGo, any kind of, you know, like 25 and 25. Anything like that would be under challenges and games. Stitch-alongs have their own section as well. So look, there's actually a stitch-along in here. Big surprise. I made it. So I did make a little stitch-along thread, so if you are planning on stitching the Magical Year Temperature Sal, which I release for free on Patreon and Ko-fi, you can actually talk about it here. Susie says it's a heckin' cute stitch along. Thank you so much. So if you were to click in here, and thank you Toot for putting up the links to the Patreon and the coffee. Patreon has a free membership tier. So if you join as a free member, you don't have to pay anything. It's free. And you will still get my free patterns emailed directly to your inbox instead of going to coffee and picking them up every month. That's my little Patreon free membership thing. Okay, so yeah, so this is a stitching event. It's got all of the information here. There's a section for theme, the website where you can pick up the pattern or sign up for the stitch along or whatever link is needed. If there are more links needed, you can put them in the body of the post. So you can see here that I put the pattern is available for free through Ko-fi or Patreon. So I was able to link both of them here. And then I duplicated the Patreon link here as well. Start date, end date, pictures. Pretty simple. I am following this, so if there are any comments, any replies, any edits to the post, I will be notified of them. So that's great if you know there is a change to the start date or something like that, or if you just want to chat with other people, see how they're doing. You can post, you know, your progress here. You can post your hype, that kind of thing. The other cool thing that I like, and I did it here, is you can actually tag other users in your posts really easily. Thank you so much for the hydrate, Toot. I'm gonna do a quick hydrate. Yes, everyone hydrate with me. I lost my window. Okay, here it is. Yep. So you can tag any other user really easily by just typing the @ symbol and then starting to type their name, and it'll pop up with like a list of options for you. So I'll show you that in a second. But that's really fun. And then you'll get a notification when someone tags you. So if you look at my notifications, Toot mentioned me in a post. That's cool. Susie has discovered emotes on Twitch. We are all doomed. So yeah, so this is the only stitching event that's here. We did have a couple of people post stitching events. Unfortunately, they disappeared during one of the change logs. But an example of another in-person event would be like a crafting night at the local library, something like that. Even if it's ongoing, that would be a great example of an in-person retreat. I believe I have a field for location. Where did my field for location go? Gonna have to look into that. Oops. Oh no. Alright, so I've shown you almost the entire site. Almost the entire site. Yes, Toot, I can't locate my location. At the moment, I mean, I can't make it like a searchable field anyways, so you would have to... Using the search function here would still bring up if you put in the text, like, this is in Mannheim, Germany, for example. That was where one of the other events was. If you searched for Mannheim or Germany, it would still pull up that post. So we're going to go to the stitching notes, which I am really excited about. So this is the feature that I really wanted to make sure we got in here, because I feel like it's something that a lot of people would get some use out of. So over here under my stitchy spot is my stitching notes. So this is a place to keep your notes. That's what it says on the tin. There are two different types of notes. You can do a project note, as well as a more free-form other note. So I'll show you both of those. So these are, and then the project notes are divided into whips and finishes. I did ask if people wanted like an active whip versus a hibernating whip category. I might add that at some future date, but I didn't get very strong feedback on it one way or the other. So let's take a look at those who wait. So you've got a cover image. That's wrong. Oh heck, I have to do some fixing. Okay. Let's go to finishes because I know that I fixed these ones. So you've got your cover image. It says whether it's a whip or a finished object here. And then you've got the pattern name, source. So the source and the designer, it isn't showing up because I didn't put anything under designer. So if you leave a field blank, it doesn't show up, but there is one for designer. So for example, if you got it from just Cross Stitch magazine and the designer is Flossie Fox Shop, you could put those in 2 different fields. There is a field if the designer is on Stitchmunity, you can tag them right here, and that's what you saw up here in my up here. Toot put me in as the designer of the patterns that they were working on, which is cool. When you started it, when you finished it, what kind of fabric you used, what kind of threads you used, and then a big ol' note section, and then a large gallery of photos so you can put in multiple photos. And then there's the ability to leave comments. So you can leave comments on your own stuff, you can leave comments on other people's stuff. You can react, so Toot gave this one a heart, which is lovely. So let's look at this one here, because I think I did more images. So again, you've got all of the information here, when it was started, when it was finished, and then you've got your gallery of images here. This pattern is releasing tomorrow on Coffee and Etsy, by the way. You think it's cute. So yeah, so these are the project notes. They're whips and finishes. Up here, it tells you like when you created it. If you go into other notes, this is my stitching plans for December 2024. So as you can see, this one's a lot less structured. It basically just has a title, a text box, and a picture field. That's it. So you can use it for, I'm using it to keep track of my plans. If you are doing like a whip go challenge, something like that, you can use that to keep track of that. If you are doing planning your Christmas stitching and you want to have a list, you can do that here. So non-site members cannot see the notes. Site members can. However, I figured out, I knew that some people would want to keep their stuff secret. Susie just asked, does the community see my stitch notes or is it a personal journal? So they are visible by all community members. However, if I were to go here and edit this post, so here's my notes. Here are my secret notes. Secret notes are only visible by the author of the post. So if you do have a project that you are working on that's for someone who is a member, or you have like personal information you don't want other people to show, other people to see, you can put like, you know, your eyes only in the public notes, and then you can put all of the details you need in the secret notes. So yeah, that's a little bit of a workaround for not being able to set the visibility. So you've got the 2 different little things there. Because, let me see, so up here you can see there's my whips, there's my finishes, there's my other notes. If you need to see all of your notes at the same time, here they are. And then you can go and look at everyone's notes. So this is everyone's projects. We've got a project from Toot. We've got a project from our own M. Stacy. So you can see everybody's what people are working on, what people are planning to work on, that kind of thing. This page is actually, you can use the inline filtering here. So you can search for certain words or phrases. So if you want to see, you know, did somebody else stitch this pattern, you can do a title search, and then you can search for the author. I really hope that I can get this to not be a picking one. I need to play with that a little bit. Michelle says, spotted myself, feel famous. Yeah, there's Michelle down there. But yeah, I saw a lot of people have really embraced the project notes, which is really cool to see. I thought this was a really great thank you for the hydrate, Toot. Ella, you can't just bite me whenever I move. Toot says, I love the project notes so much. I'm glad, because I know some people do keep project notes. Like I keep project notes in Notion. I know some people have a notebook that they use. Some people just have random slips of paper stuck into project bags. Whatever your current system of notes is, if you don't have a system for notes, I feel like this is a good way to kind of centralize those, keep them all in one place, and also be able to share them with other people. Because you can actually, so if I were to go in here, which is my little John guy, I can just copy this URL, which you can't see on your screen, but you can just copy the URL and, you know, send that to someone else. So obviously they would have to be a member to see it. But if I wanted to show Toot, like, oh, I was thinking of doing this for this project, and they were like, I don't remember what project you're working on, I can just send them the link and be like, this project. Or if you say you've got a WIPGO project and the numbers for WIPGO were called, and you want to say, like, I'm working on this and this month, you can add the links into those posts so people can go and see which projects you're talking about. Which I think will just be really, really cool to be able to share a little bit more of our craft. And also, like I said, if it's a stitch that you've done yourself, or you're thinking about doing and you see that someone else has done it, you can see kind of like what they did, if they did a floss conversion, what kind of fabric they used, which is possible now, but it's very difficult to do because, again, like I've said, this is so decentralized, basically. There are Facebook groups, there are all kinds of stuff like that, but nothing that's really in the same spot. So yeah, so the stitching notes, I love them. I will be using mine quite a lot. I haven't put all of my whips in yet. Just the ones that are kind of active at the moment. And then for each of the notes, so let's say I add a project note here, so you can see, I have tried to add helpful text for you, like what size of images work best, and that kind of thing. So these are the fields that you can fill out. The only one that is required is the project name and the notes. So you just need to type something in the note. Doesn't have to be anything long. So you've got a cover image, and that's the one that shows up on the main page there. Project name, whether it's a WIP or an FO. So then you've got all the other fields like pattern name, designer, community designer, source, start, finish, fabric, threads, notes, secret notes. And I have added a note here, what's visible and what isn't visible. And then again, you have a gallery of photos. So there is a tags option for all of the posts. However, the tags are not fixed or centralized. People can basically create and use tags at will. So as you can see, a lot of people have already created some. You can use the tags, you cannot use the tags. Up to you. Izzy says, thank you so much for adding which size pics work best. Yeah, I always have to Google that stuff, and so I'm just making it a little bit easier for you guys. So let me show you a little bit of the text fields. So almost every big text thing, it's a rich text, which means you have different formatting options. If you hit the little lightning bolt thingy, this will give you all of the different formatting options. You can do headers, bulleted lists, numbers lists, links. You can mention another user, like I said. You can do emojis. There is a thing for attachments. You can only attach pictures. That's it. You can insert an image. You cannot insert video, audio. These stuff will not show up for you. But yeah, so you can do a lot with this space. It doesn't have to be just text. And I like that if you were to put in an image, you can kind of say, like, if you want it centered or off to the side, or if you want to do the text around it. It's pretty flexible, which is really cool. I like that. And then you've got more formatting options here. So you saw in my list of goals, I had some of them struck out, and that's one of the options here. But yeah, I think that concludes our tour. I'm gonna go back to home here. So yeah, I've been talking for an hour. Do you guys have any questions? Anything you'd like to take another look at? But if you want to take another look at it, you can go sign up for an account right now. It is open. If you think it's cool, tell some friends. It says, please exit through the gift shop. And says, Toot, I love you. You are fantastic. So yeah, this project has been quite a while in the making. I have done a lot of just overthinking about every aspect of it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope you find it useful. I hope that we can start building communities, and yeah, I hope to see you guys there. Sure. So I'm not wrapping up stream here. I'm going to move Bella and do some stitching, so we can keep chatting about it. We can keep talking about Stitchmunity. If you, like I said, if you guys have any questions, if there's anything you're curious about, I am more than happy to talk about it, because right now this is my hyperfixation project. So I am actually going to go over to the break screen for a moment. I'm going to resettle Bella, see if she can get somewhere comfy, and I will be back in just a few minutes, and we'll do some stitching together. All right, see you guys in a minute. Welcome back, guys. Oh, hello. I didn't realize that my mic was in frame for that entire open house. That's okay. Oh, I forgot to get out my pattern keeper before I got set up. Scuff streamer. Scuff streamer. Please hold. Okay, I'm back. Hi. It says no. Yeah, when you forget the when you're all set up but you've forgotten pattern keeper, or worse, you're all set up and then your pattern keeper tablet or phone or pattern keeper delivery device is dead. The worst. So yeah, welcome back everyone. Back. This is, I haven't done a command for it yet. I will, because I'm going to be working on this for the next few streams probably. But this is Mari Louid by Fine Frog Stitching. Steph from Fine Frog Stitching. Just, I love her stuff. I love her vibe. She's got this like, kind of acid, what's the other word for it? Like neon acid aesthetic for some of her pieces. And this is one of them. Thank you, Toot, for pulling up that link. I love this piece. I have not worked on it as much as I wanted to. I keep getting distracted by like shop samples and stuff. But I need to do some personal stitching, I think. I mean, I also got distracted by it was mostly personal stitching, but doing my John McClane ornament. Are you 2 strands or 3 strands? How many strands are you? Am I done? Which, be nearby, can I show you guys? Oh my god. The rest of stream is just going to be me trying to start this thread. Just letting you know. There we go. So I don't know if you guys remember the 3D printed ornaments that Babs was testing out. I stitched one. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So this is my little holiday ornament, you know, very festive, very seasonal. I had a lot of fun doing this one. This pattern is actually available for paid members of the Patreon. Shill. But of course it is John McClane from Die Hard, which is, as we have established, a Christmas movie. So I've been working on this. This was really fun. But now that that's over, I'm gonna get back to my Mari Louid. I was so salty about this piece. Not salty. I was irritated at myself. So I found the center of the fabric, the Ada. And then I set up my Q-snap with the center of the Ada centered, middle of my Q-snap. The edge of the piece, like the last stitches, are here, like about half a centimeter away from the actual Q-snap edge. And like if it was like an inch, I wouldn't feel as bad moving the Q-snap. But I can get those last few stitches without moving the Q-snap. It's just a pain in the butt. So I will suffer for like 10 stitches because I don't want to move the Q. I also need to take the lint roller to this one. It's looking a little fuzzy. Susie requesting an aliens fact. Alright. Yeah, we're actually watching something this morning about the show Ancient Aliens. And it was like, yes, I know it's ridiculous, but I love it still. Alright. Ancient Aliens fact. Here we go. Thank you for putting up the disclaimer. So the main premise of ancient alien theory is that, you know, aliens came to Earth and then were considered as gods by the people. And a lot of what of the ancient art and things like that, they take as evidence for ancient alien theory is just humanity trying to recreate their concept or recreate what they saw in terms that they understood. So if they saw, you know, a spaceship, they would recreate it as a large silver bird, that kind of thing. So that's kind of like the main idea behind a lot of the evidence. And then I was kind of like, okay, well, like, yes, but... And then they brought up the point of cargo cults. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a cargo cult is, but basically during the World Wars, the Americans would inhabit small islands in Indonesia. So they would, which had local populations which had basically never seen an American before. So the American soldiers would land, they'd unpack their planes, they'd give out like tins of beans and weapons and things like that. Like they would come, they would give all these gifts, like show off their flying machines, and then the war ended and they left. But the indigenous people who lived in these areas, they continued to recreate what they saw from the Americans. So they would have military parades. They would fashion sticks into the shape of machine guns. They would paint themselves with the symbols of the American military that they had seen on the soldiers and that kind of thing. In an attempt, they would even build like large straw replicas of planes in an attempt to bring back the visitors, in an attempt to recreate what they saw in order to draw these strange gift-bearing people back from the sky, that kind of thing. So I knew about cargo cults and I knew about ancient alien theory, but I was surprised when it was pointed out, and it makes a lot of sense, that we have evidence of cargo cults being a thing. So ancient alien theorists propose that the art and things like that that they are seeing as evidence is basically a not a prehistoric, but a historic cargo cult, which unfortunately is a lot more validity. Not a lot more validity, but which unfortunately does prop up their theory in a more tangible way. But I just thought that was interesting. So there's your ancient alien fact about the connection between ancient alien theory and cargo cults in the 40s. I'm stitching so much cat hair into this. I should have lint rolled it before I started stitching on it again. It says Bella was walking all over and turned on the massager on their chair. Was it the chair, or was it a very small localized earthquake right under your butt? You guys ever start working on something and then you're like, man, this is really fun. Why don't I work on this more? I'm having that feel right now. But I will agree with Toot that the lo-fi is just way too relaxing. A light snowstorm. So good. So what do you guys think of the new time for the streams? I know it's not going to work out for everyone, but I am glad that a few of our friends who haven't been able to catch a stream are able to catch a stream. And for me, in terms of energy management, it's been pretty good so far. We'll see how I do the rest of the day. You know, science. Sorry if I'm a little quieter. I'm trying to Catch my breath. Toot says I love it, but that you knew. Lucy says my concept of time leaves much to be desired. You know what? I feel that. I feel that is true for a lot of people. You had no idea that this is a new time slot. That being said, it worked great for you this morning. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I usually go. I was going 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and I was finding that difficult to stick to that schedule. So I'm trying to go 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. instead. See if that works a little bit more in terms of energy management. Energy management. Yes, I did just want to copy Toot, as they just said. Toot streams, if you guys don't already follow Toot, Toot streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Just added a Sunday stream here on Twitch. If you like watching video games, you will definitely like Toot streams. They chill. They play games. And yes, Sunday is Ghost Church. Toot says Ghost Church is my new favorite thing. Yeah, Sunday mornings, they play Phasmophobia, which is a ghost hunting game. And so we've started calling it Ghost Church. I think Toot first brought it up. I was kind of joking about it, and then Moon and I we really liked it. So we adopted it. And now it's Ghost Church. Misha says having streams that time could be a great motivation to get me to start work a bit earlier. You can log off in time for stream. Well, I hope if it helps you, I hope that it helps. If it helps you, I hope that it helps you. Yep. So I'm gonna try and do, we're gonna try Thursday and Saturday. Toot says Ghost Church with Pastor Blaha. Yep. He always delivers a great sermon. Susie says I can likely join the Thursday morning sesh. Nice. Misha says I often set an alarm for stream and then kept sleeping with the old times. Yeah, I know for pretty much everyone who is not in North America, my old stream times was like far after bed. Hey Lady K, welcome back. We are working on Mari Louide by Fine Frog Stitching. Wrapped up the Stitchmunity open house, but if anybody has any questions about it, of course, please hit me up. But yeah, this is Mari Louide from Fine Frog Stitching. Steph over at Fine Frog has some amazing patterns. A dangerous amount of amazing patterns. Oh good, good, I'm glad. Lady K says they caught most of the open house. Alright, but it has been about an hour since our last ad break. So I'm actually, sorry Lady K, I'm gonna run an ad here on Twitch. I'm gonna throw up my break screen. Put up my break screen. Lady K says, long live Christmas ghost horse. At this stage, it kind of looks like an owl. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna run some ads here on Twitch. If you're not watching on Twitch, just enjoy the vibes. I will see you guys back here in 3 minutes. Welcome back, friends. Hope you had a good little break. I was just checking the weather to see if it was snowing out yet. We got 2 inches of snow yesterday. And we're supposed to have intermediate snow showers today, but I need to go out and procure supplies after stream. But it looks like we're going to be good. I did give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on tomorrow's pattern drop, which is going to be the Christmas treats, which was a really fun little design to do. Thank you so much for the hydrate, Toot. Also, if you are a member of the Patreon, free or paid, I'm doing The ghosts of freebies past. All month long. So I'm just basically re-releasing my previous freebies to Patreon members. So every few days you'll get a cute little free pattern in your inbox. All throughout the month. The Skeledile tier, which is the highest tier of the Patreon, will be getting their exclusive pattern on Sunday, which is very exciting. I really, really like this one. And if you're a paid member of any tier, please don't forget to vote in the mini poll. Big thank you to Paula for inspiring this month's theme of Billy Monarchs. I will have new cross-stitch patterns releasing all throughout the rest of the month. I had originally thought that the Magical Year Temperature Sal I would release January 1st as the freebie, but I'm glad that I bumped it up to December 1st, and that way people can like get prepared. Thank you so much for the resub, Beyonce. Welcome back. 3 months. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the bits. Thank you for the bits, Susie. Each and every little bit of support is super, super appreciated. Misha says we are set to have rainstorms all night. Because you need to have a mountain of waste paper you need to take to the curb. Oh no. I hope you do not have a mountain of paper mache in the morning. Yeah, I feel like the weather really, really quickly turned from summer to winter and gave us like no fall in between. That's okay. I like winter. There's something else I was gonna say. Releasing new patterns. Ah, video. I put up a video yesterday. It was my first video in 2 months. It's basically a recap of the crafting I got up to in September and October. So I guess it's time for me to do a November wrap up as well, considering that we're into December. But that went up on YouTube last night. If you guys want a nice lengthy crafting video to enjoy. And I did feature the Tiny Witch Cell finishes. So if you want to see what everyone else got up to with the Tiny Witch Cell, you might want to check that out. It's in the later half of the video. I just show off your guys' finishes and the different design elements you put into it. Deontay's rubber ducks, Charles' striped stockings, that kind of thing. Misha's green skin, I like that too. I'm so glad you guys can't actually see the prodigious amount of cat hair that is currently on this, stitched into this. Like, a cat hasn't been on it during the course of stream, and yet I swear it is multiplying. Bench Bear, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome, raiders. Hello, Caboose. If you guys don't know me, my name is DH. My pronouns are they, them. And I craft all the things. Right now we're doing some cross-stitching. Earlier in the stream, I was talking about a new social site for cross-stitchers, which just launched. It's in the pinned message if you're a cross-stitcher and you're interested. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow, Jonathan. And thank you for the bits again, Susie. Thank you guys, everyone, for coming in. Enjoy the vibes. We've got some chill lo-fi going on with Spirit City. We're just stitching away. Misha asked, did the POW bathtub stream already happen? No, it has not happened yet. We still need to figure out how to set it up, basically. Hello, Binge. How was your stream? I am having a great day so far. And thank you so much. This is the pattern Marie Louise by Fine Frog Stitching. But how was your stream? What were you up to? We do mostly cross stitch here. A little bit of knitting every now and then. Mostly just chaos. Cozy chaos. And yes, absolutely. Sorry, I should have said that. Toot saying, if you need to raid and run, absolutely no worries. Go ahead. You were doing cross stitch. It's your first ever counted kit. And you're loving it. That's awesome. What kind of kit is it? Is Dimensions or one of the tiny ones? Or one of the big ones? There are so many cool kit companies now. I've never done stamped cross stitch. I've only ever done counted. Oh, it's Caterpillar cross stitch. I love their YouTube videos. Very informative. And thank you for the follow, Binge. And thank you, Susie, for giving Binge a bit of love too. We're all about the community building here. Yeah, Caterpillar cross stitch, they have a great YouTube video full of like really informative stuff. Their kits are cute. They're needle minders. I want some of their needle minders so bad, but the shipping is ridiculous. And thank you, Toot, for doing that shout out there for Binge. I'm so happy you decided to come out. Yeah, you found you're overwhelmed with printed? Oh, you love the values and the tags I had. Definitely wanted to pop in and show some love. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so glad you wanted to head on over and hang out with us a little bit. Yep, we are all about the community building, chill vibes, building each other up. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna promo myself a little bit, but I would recommend checking out the link in the pinned comment. It's a brand new social site for stitchers. I think Facebook, but only cross stitching all the time. It just launched today launched to the public, I should say, today. And thank you, Toot, for putting up that link as well. Yes, Deontay, it launched. It was so funny because you were talking to me yesterday. So we were in VC yesterday. If you guys don't know, Wednesday mornings in the Discord server, we have like a voice chat for a few hours. And Deontay was like, oh, so when is Stitchmunity launching? And I was like, soon? Because I knew that I was putting it live this morning, but we weren't going to announce it until this morning. So Deontay was like, how soon is soon? And I'm like, soon? Like, stay tuned soon. It was so, I was dying because I'm like, I wanted to tell you about it, but there was like, I couldn't. So yes, it launched this morning. We are in open public beta, as my brain likes to call it, but it is a soft launch. We're not doing like a hard push for members right now, but it is open to anybody who wants to sign up. And yeah, it's a really cool site. I did a walkthrough earlier in the video, so if you are interested in it and you want to watch the VOD later, you can do that. But basically, it's got a discussion forum, a buy, sell, and trade area, so different members can you know, swap kits and e-stash their supplies and that kind of thing. We have a maker directory, so if you are a designer, bag maker, notion maker, that kind of thing, you can have a little shop listing for everyone to check out. One thing that I find really cool is the stitching notes section. You know what? I'm just going to show you guys. I want to show it off again. Yeah, this is Stitchmunity. The stitching notes section I really love. Basically, you can keep notes on all of your projects. There are pre-named fields for like the pattern name, the designer, when you started it, when you finished it, all that kind of stuff. You got notes fields, you can put up pictures, you can put up secret notes that are only visible to you. And if you would like to have a place to track non-project but still stitching related things, there are unstructured notes. This is my stitching plans. So you can see, like, it just has a title and a note field, basically. I keep talking about this part because it's one of my favorites. We've also got a section that's a listing of in-person and virtual events, dish-alongs, and then challenges and games. Thank you, Binge. Yeah, we've been working on it for a while. It's open. You can go check it out. Non-members are not able to see the events or the stitching notes, but membership is open. It's free. You can sign up. Unlike Facebook, you don't need your legal name or any personal details that you don't want to put out there. Even your email is only seen by the admins, so you're in complete control of what you share. Beyonce says, does it connect to Notion? It does not connect to Notion, unfortunately. If I could figure out how to do a Notion integration, I would be so happy. I would be so happy. Dude, pulling up my Notion my Notion Spinterest. Oh, I meant to change my thing back. Here we go. Look, I just really like Notion, okay? Are we surprised that I built mini Notion inside Stitchmunity? It's part of my plan. It's part of my evil plan to get everybody to start using Notion. Oh, thank you, Susie. Susie says, I'm so stoked for Stitchmunity. I am too. I'm really... So after stream, I've got to send out some emails. I'm going to talk about it in a couple Discord groups. But like I said, we're not really doing a big push for members until the new year. We're going to see how it goes, just kind of on word of mouth. So if you think it's a cool idea, if you sign up and you like it, you know, let people know. It's a totally free site. There's no membership fees. There's no ads, which is cool. I really like that part. And I mean, I am partial to it because I'm the one who wrote the community guidelines, so I feel fairly confident that it is going to be a safe space for everyone. And also, I'm the one who's going to be enforcing the community guidelines. But yeah, safe, crafty space, specifically for cross-stitchers, so that we can, you know, share our love for everything, build each other up. I love the fact that you can tag other people in your project notes and in your project notes and in your posts and things like that, especially if you want, if the designer of the pattern that you're working on is a member of Stitchmunity, you can tag them in your notes. So like I just want everything to be like interconnected so that we can really support members of the community. I know I keep saying community, but Fiance says no ads, sold. Yeah, maybe I should start including that as part of my spiel. There's no ads. No ads, no Bezos, no Zuckerberg. And Susie says, I have full confidence with you as admin. It will be a super cozy and safe space for stabby hobby enthusiasts. Thank you so much for your faith in me, Susie. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Also, for our new friends who came in on the raid, probably don't know, I have lung damage, so if I suddenly go like really quiet for a few minutes, I'm just trying to catch my breath. You know, the whole thing with like dead air and that kind of thing, but unfortunately, it's just a reality of my streams. Oh, thank you Toot for clipping that. Putting it into the Feel Good channel. Whenever you guys say nice things about us, we save it and we put it into a channel so that we can look at it when we're feeling down. And Moon says take easy, also important. Thank you. It's been so long since I've streamed, like good 2 weeks, that I kind of forgot how intensive talking for 2 hours is. I just got really worried that I was gonna finish, that I'm done this thread, and I thought I only had like 2 more stitches of this color, but no, I have a good 50 stitches. 37 stitches. I can start a new thread without being mad at Red Chicken. Thank you so much for the hydrate, Toot. And everybody else, also, you should hydrate with me. I'm gonna take a quick peek at the cow cam, see if she's still in her hide down there. Yep, she still is. She's hiding just at the very edge of the camera. He is not happy with us. That's fine. She ate her pumpkin. She's done. She wants more pumpkin pie. You have no idea what the change the vibes thingy does, but just want to support. So change the vibes. So we've got Spirit City going. You can change the music. You can change the background noises. If you want to put on, I can put on the Halloween playlist if you want. I can do the spooky night garden sounds. Almost like I know you. Spooky night garden? Okay. Let's change it up a little bit. That's not what I meant to do. There you go, just for you. So the game I'm playing, that I just changed the music on, it's called Spirit City. It is a video game. It's on Steam, but it is more of like a chill productivity tool. It's got Pomodoro timers, it's got habit trackers, it's got a to-do list, and you have a really cute little like lo-fi chill room that you hang out in. And then as you use the different tools and explore the different sounds and rooms, you unlock these little spirits who hang out with you. So Toot put up a link to the Steam page there. And yeah, it is part of the Humble Bundle. It is well worth it. I think even if it's not part of the Humble Bundle, it's still only like $10. So yeah, Susie, you should definitely check it out. The link is there in the post that Toot just made. Hey Babs, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Babs, I was just showing off a little bit earlier my latest ornament. Babs is the one who 3D printed these ornaments, so they're a stitchable 14 count ornament, and I did this one earlier. Oh, and thank you Toot for putting up the link to the Humble Bundle. Oh, you saw this one? Yeah, I love it. I had so much fun stitching this one. I think half the people who see it are like, I don't understand. And the other half of the people who see it are like, yes. Yes. It says I had so much fun stitching on the ornaments. Yeah, Toot did quite a few of them. I've actually got them here. Show you guys. So this is, I think this is the 14 count as well. And I just designed this cute little Mothman and then used the NB thread on the back. And then this is the 18 count with glow-in-the-dark thread. So they're the same size, but this is 18 count, so it's got a bit more detail, and then this is the 14 count. Oh, thank you, Susie. Susie sharing the love today. Bab says we're working on getting everything ironed out. Yeah, as soon as you do, you've got a market ready. Like, everyone's excited for these guys. And then the one that I really love. So this is a Blaha, but this is a 2-piece. So this is the stitchable area here. So you can see it was stitched. And then this is the back. So like you stitch this and then you just shunk. I think I was like, did I put it together wrong? No. Okay. They're lining up the holes. And then it's done. Yeah, it's done. I know, Susie. I love the 2-piece ones that come with the back. And Babs is working on a 3-piece one as well. So you can like, you have the frame, but then you can switch out the stitched area inside the frame, which I think would be really cool for like little seasonal things. She says, I like that I could tuck the needle inside while I was stitching while running errands. Yeah, like took this out and had this and a bobbin of floss, and like that's it. They're just ready to go. So yeah, they are very, very cool. Yeah, everyone needs them, Susie. Everyone. So yeah. Yes, I will definitely be dropping the link in both my Discord and every other Discord I'm in that Babs is not in. I mean, Babs is in my Discord, but yeah, I'll still be promoting it as soon as they're available. Because they're nifty. Well, guys, I'm sorry for our friends who just joined us, but I am gonna need a lung break. I am gonna need a lung break, so I think we're gonna leave stream here. But thank you so much for joining us. I have to stop stitching. I'm gonna put up the ending screen here. Bab says I've got so many test prints on my desk. I think there'll be mystery bags for... Not mystery bags. Mystery bags are my downfall. I'll take 3. All right, but we are going to wrap up stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for everyone who came to the Stitchmunity open house, or who checked out Stitchmunity through the link. Like I said, it's totally open now for you to sign up. I am so excited to see you guys there. I'm excited to see you at the next stream on Saturday morning. I'm excited to see you tomorrow morning for Inscription with Toot. Just gonna do another shout out for Toot. Toot does Toot does cozy no commentary gameplay 4 times a week. So if you are into something that's a really great stitching background, it's definitely someone to follow. If you miss the open house, the VOD will be available on Twitch for the next week, and it's going to be available on YouTube indefinitely. I am probably also going to edit down a version of it specifically for YouTube, so you guys can always rewatch that if you would like. Sorry, just taking a few breaths here. If you want to support us and our various animals, you can do so by checking out my patterns and designs, our needle minders, that kind of thing, through Ko-fi and Etsy. If you would like to sign up for the Patreon, you can do that at Patreon. And if you would like to join the community, of course, you can join on Discord. If you liked the vibes, please consider following. New YouTube video went up yesterday. New cross-stitch pattern going out tomorrow. Skeledile Patreon members can expect a new exclusive pattern on Sunday. Yeah. All right. That's all the things that I need to talk about. So, at this point, I would like everybody on YouTube to say goodbye to everybody on Twitch. Everybody on Twitch to say goodbye to everybody on YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, my friend. All right. So my friends on YouTube, I will see you in the comment section. I'll see you in the coffee shop. I'll see you in Stitchmunity. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye. All right. So now that we are over here on Twitch, let's find someone